Getting ready to go to Dollar Tree. I need to find some skewers. I'm hoping they have them. I've seen them there before, but we'll see if they have them. Because I'm gonna do a candle making class for one of my friends for her bachelorette party. There's like 8 girls that are gonna be there, so a little nervous, but also excited. We are fresh faced today. It's 102 already though, so gotta pick up that AC. It's only 9:28. Okay. Let's see. Okay, Dollar Tree didn't have what I needed, so I'm probably just gonna go to, I saw them at Fry's for like $10. I don't remember where they were in Fry's, so I'm just gonna go and kind of like peek around and see if I can find them. $4. That's what I need. So far, I have 3 different WIX sizes packed with some extra WIX stickers. I have these little plastic droppers in case people pour too much fragrance oil or they just need a smidge more. I find that these are really helpful with my favorite WIC bars, of course. The 3 different WIX sizes. I have these silicone cups so that people can pour their fragrance oil into. Like, I'll just have like a fragrance oil bar. That's me. My Presto pot with the cord inside and the ladle is down here. I have 2 pouring pitchers, but I'm gonna bring my 3rd little one. I have 1 single burner in the event that maybe there's not a working stove. I mean, they're at an Airbnb, so I'm sure there's gonna be, but just in case we need it. The skewers that you saw me buy today. I have my wax. I'm just gonna bring the whole thing. I'm not gonna try to disassemble it. I'm gonna make a general estimate on how much wax they're using. I'm assuming it's about 5 ounces per candle because they're flying and they don't want to take, you know, big candles. But what I might do is I might have two different empty vessels that we could just pour all of our empty wax into, and then the bride can have like 2 crazy scented candles. And then because of the season that we have, I'm doing some kind of like lighter, maybe more spring and summer scents. And I do have a checklist that I am checking off. I need to go get my heat gun. Just tuck it in there. This morning I also made 3 candles, of course. So I made, there's a collection that I want to come out with, and so I'm just testing them in the vessel with the right wick, with the soy wax, now that I have decided to move on from my soy paraffin blend to just soy. And then I made this one's kind of, there's like some smudgy stuff on here because these don't clean very well if you allow your candle to have a lot of black soot, which means you're not trimming your wick, even just occasionally trimming your wick. So I don't love that. But this was pretty bad soot. This was from a wax test that I did, and the wick was definitely just too big for the vessel. But anyway, I cleaned it up because I didn't want to get a new vessel, and I am now testing a fall fragrance with the wick that I think I'm gonna go with. So yeah, we did that this morning. I've been going really slow with releasing this next collection because I'm looking for perfection, which I know is not attainable ever for any reason, but I want to make sure that the scents are perfect, the boxes are perfect, the labels are perfect. I have everything in my head. I just need to do that in combination with leaving myself enough money and materials for launching a fall collection as well, because they'll probably be released around the same time. Fall will be first, and then winter is probably more so when I would put out the new collection that I'm thinking of. I'm really excited for it because it's gonna be a little nostalgic for us. Something that wasn't on my list is my alcohol and gloves, and I need a clean towel. The girl whose bridal bachelorette, I was gonna say bridal party. Well, technically. The girl whose bachelorette it is, she is, I think, supplying a lot of the vessels. I'm gonna bring 2 just in case. Like, she went out looking for cute stuff while she was thrifting. She also has a small business, which is like buying and selling vintage goods called Botanics and Fleas. We actually met because the first store that I ever had my candles in, they have us there doing pop-ups like pretty regularly in the cooler seasons. She works there. So I knew her through that, but we actually bonded when she was part of the same pop-up that I was a part of, still at that place. And she was just positioned behind us. And so we just got to talking a lot, and yeah, and then we just like went out for food and drinks. And so now here we are, with a little friendship is blossoming in the small business community. What you doing, my guy? Looking for attention? Yes. It'll be the perfect scenario too, because we'll make the candles, we'll all go swim, and then by the time we're probably done swimming, the wicks are ready to be cut. And then they'll go have their dinner excursion and they'll all have candles dry by the time they come back. So I'm really excited about it. I'm a little bit nervous. For those of you who are new here, I used to be a high school teacher. I left not with a good relationship with teaching, which is why I left, because I just felt year after year after year, my expectations were maybe just too big, too high for myself, for the profession, what I could do to change things, all that kind of stuff. And even something as simple as teaching a candle making class makes me feel like I'm back in that world, which is wild. It is vastly different. There's also probably gonna be a little bit of alcohol involved. So like in no way is it like my old job, but there's definitely that feeling of, you know, everyone's paying attention to you. You have to worry about pacing your time. You have to be very particular in your instruction. And I think it's more so just the thought of like, I don't know a routine in teaching candles, but I know a routine in like maybe teaching something else. Anyway, it's gonna be so much fun and I'm really excited for it. My brain is just like, okay, but what about? Okay, but what about? But don't forget this. And it's like, no, shut up, brain. Curiosity killed the cat. Haven't you ever heard that? I'm gonna make a couple wax melts, which is why I haven't packed all of my stuff. So let's go do that. Once I actually make the wax melts, then I'll be able to just pack everything. I also feel a little bit nervous that I'm only gonna have one pot. The reason why I'm nervous for that, get on my tippy toes. The reason why I'm nervous for that is because I want them to warm up their pouring pitchers before we dump the wax in there, because I want them to keep it warm. So I might bring one of my own pots. Don't you dare tell my fiance. Okay, for making wax melts, I like this brand. I sold them during holiday season. I forget what holiday it was. I remember what holiday, but I forget what year. I genuinely think it was last year. They didn't sell well. So I'm never going to sell them in the future. They didn't sell well. I still have people asking me if I will ever sell wax melts, and honestly, just because of, I bought so much material for it, because you need different materials. You need different kinds of wax, and you need different types of, vessels, right? You're not gonna put them in a glass jar. So you also need different labels. You need different warning labels on the back. Like, you just need different materials, and I did all of that. So I was like, no. We won't be doing that again. Okay, so for wax melts, in order to make 3, I have my little notes here. I'm gonna do 7.5 ounces of wax and 0.6 ounces of fragrance oil. So let's measure. For those of you that do have a candle business, how many scents did you launch with? If you are still in like the development stages of your business, how many scents do you want to launch with? I don't exactly remember how many I launched with, but I remember that it was more than I wanted to keep track of as I moved forward. I remember even in like the spring and summer, I was putting out like 7 different scents just for that one season. And it's like, that's too much. Not when you're first getting started. And then I was basically forced into having sales. So now I'm a little bit weary of how much stuff I launch with, and I'm trying to find a perfect sweet spot. If you're looking for tips about launching seasonally, I will put a video down below, and I'll also put it in the top right corner for you to watch. But basically it's all about what I've had success with while launching seasonally. And one of those things was doing too much. Which fragrance are we gonna do? How much fragrance oil? We need 0.6. I have to get on here to get what's in here, because I'm only 5 feet tall. Most things are difficult for me to reach. Okay. All right, we're gonna get 3. Okay, so we'll set these up here. Our wax is getting ready to melt. Definitely got ahead of myself and did not show you the pour, but I just poured them. Now I'm heating up my pan. I'm gonna wipe it down. I'm gonna put a little bit of this apple cider vinegar in here that has already been diluted, throw that in the trash, and then wipe it down again. I went through so many different phases of trying to figure out how to clean out my pouring pitchers, because I was the idiot that clogged her sink with wax. If you don't think it's gonna happen to you, it is. So don't play around with that kitchen sink. So I pour the rest of the hot wax into the trash. There really isn't any. I wipe it down with paper towels. This does use a lot of paper towels, which is also, ooh, I should pack that. Some of the Airbnbs just don't have that extra stuff. Wipe it down completely, but I like to make them in bigger batches. That way I'm not wasting a lot of paper towels, but this is a different situation. I'm gonna put just a little bit of this in here. Honestly, just enough to barely cover the bottom. You can't see it because if I tilt it. Just enough to cover the bottom. I'm gonna put it back in here and just warm it up a little, and then I'll dump this into the trash and wipe the rest down with a paper towel. That's how I clean out my pouring pitcher. We're gonna take you. Yes, we will. Okay, it is now 9 in the morning the next day. This is kind of hard to see because of the sun glare, but I'm basically making these little cards. I'm gonna ask them to put their name on the top because, you know, it's hard to keep track of just one little piece of paper. And I just made this off of Canva. So I'm saying my jar is blank ounces, so I'm gonna have them weigh their jars with water in them, and then I'm gonna have them do some quick math for 8% of whatever that fragrance oil is, and then that means my candle needs blank ounces of fragrance oil. And then that way they know how much to pour at like the fragrance oil bar. Yeah, I don't know how this is gonna go, but I'm excited. So let's download this. I gotta bring some pens, and we'll file, print. I'm gonna take these candle care cards, these stickers, and the my candle smells like a rich bitch stickers. Okay, this is the perfect size. This has nothing to do with you. You're not allowed in here. She just smacked me because I told her she's not allowed in the office. Because one time she peed in my crinkle paper. Still in my PJs. I printed it on cardstock so that it was nice quality, just in case it gets wet or anything. It's not gonna like completely fall apart. I think I might actually print another one though, just in case something happens. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I've got my stickers and candle care cards, pens, and these little cards for them to fill out. So I'm just gonna stick them in this cotton drawstring bag. And we'll go ahead and put it in here. I'm bringing some extra vessels. I think I want this one to be the sort of like dump everything that you're not using in here, which you heard me say yesterday. I also whipped up a couple candles this morning. I'm gonna pack these because I used them. I reached out to a bunch of real estate agents, some that I know, some that work for agencies and they spread the word, but I went ahead and did like a wholesale for agents and brokers situation. And so one of the agents ordered a bunch of different candles from me, which I'm really excited about. And she lives locally, so we'll just drop them off. And she wanted desert blooms. So I made her desert blooms candle before I bring the fragrance oil, and don't have any left. His desert blooms was specifically requested. These two are different like desert scents that I am gonna test out because I want to do a desert collection. I have two collections that I'm working on right now. One of them is desert and the other one is a surprise. And these are the wax melts from yesterday. I'm using one this morning. Normally I would let it sit longer, but since it's just for me, I don't really care. Friends, it is officially 2 days later. The class was fun. My former teaching anxieties did try to take over on my way there. And then when I got there, she was like, put on your bikini, get in the pool, let's swim for a little bit, we'll make candles. And I was like, great. Because by the time that comes, I'm gonna be 1 or 2 White Claws deep. So let's do it. So that was a lot of fun, but it did teach me that I probably wouldn't enjoy it in a larger, more professional setting. Even though teaching something just comes naturally to me, I don't know that like teaching how to make candles is something that I like love to do. I love making candles, and I love making candles with people who are kind and people that I'm like somewhat familiar with. That setting was perfect. I think any more professional, I probably just like wouldn't enjoy it that much. But maybe that's just because I've never done it professionally and I just don't know how it would feel. I don't know. But it was fun. Everyone got to make their own candles and they all got to pick what kind of vessels they wanted. I actually think that maybe that was one of the parts that made me anxious the most. So one of the first things I did was I weighed each jar before we got started, and then I kind of like bundled them in like little categories because there was like 5 of these jars, 2 of these jars, 4 of those jars. And so I ended up just like making little cards to put in front of them that said like, this candle is 5 ounces, this candle is 6 ounces. So when they filled out their card, they didn't have to do the weighing. It was already done for them. I'm glad that she asked me to do that for her because it was really cool. It was a nice like low risk way of experiencing teaching a class. My hand is already tired, so you're sitting on my makeup bag. And it is now Monday, so we have already done a couple of things. Today we're gonna take some stuff to the post office. I've got a couple errands that I need to run. Just like changed this little area, this little coffee station. We had a coffee station before. The table was a POS that we got off Amazon. Yeah, it was not great. We've had this little bar cart forever, but we just had our plant here, our bigger Monstera. So I'm excited to have something there. I don't know, it seems a little bit squished, but we'll see. Also, something that just kind of like popped up while I was packing orders. Shopify and WIX are just so vastly different. Like I thought there would be some similarity. Well, okay, there are. I thought there would be like more similarities, but they're vastly, vastly different. And one of the main things that I immediately noticed was WIX allows you to be as creative as possible with your website. You can make it literally look exactly like how you want it to, including like you can move all your text boxes, like you can just drag and click them wherever you want, like if you would on Canva. Shopify, although is easier to use, going from WIX to Shopify is interesting because I haven't really figured out how to get my website to look the way that I want it to, but it will take practice just as it did with WIX. But some of the guesswork is taken out, which is really nice. But the other thing is with WIX, every time you bought a shipping label, it would immediately take it out of your bank account. But with Shopify, they basically collect however much money you have been spending on shipping labels, and then they bill you on your billing cycle, which you can pay off before the billing cycle, but you just kind of forget. But what's nice about that is you don't have to have the money like right away. Say somebody bought something from you, the next day that money hits your account if you have it set up for like the next business day, but maybe it's Monday and you want to ship out on Mondays because it's summer and like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday should definitely be ship out days. Then you don't have to, like if you don't have enough money in your account, you're like, I know this money is guaranteed tomorrow, but today I don't have it. So that is nice, although it can get sticky if you get into like a weird situation with Reliant. Like if you're not a credit card person, then maybe you should just like go into Shopify and pay that bill off immediately. But yeah, those are like the 2 main differences that I've noticed so far. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I love you even if you don't love me back. Do not forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed because we've got good information over here. Don't know what else I need to say about that. Millie is just now noticing that I moved some things around and she is not sure if she approves. If you have any video suggestions, please make sure to put them down in the comments below and I will see you guys in my next video.